to a lot of people, but it is actually the truth. The truth of the matter is that Dr. Nandipha Magudumane, who was arrested along with her husband named Thabo Bester, they were arrested in Tanzania. We are hearing that she might walk free. Think about it. Think about all the things that are coming up of her doing some silly stuff, the bodies that she took at Mutuary. Hey, man, you name all these sorts of criminal activity, yet you hear words such as she might walk free. I know to some people this could be celebrated news, but to some this could be a very disappointing news. Well, no matter which way you see this, just give me time, give me your ears, your patience, and your attentiveness as I break down this, provided that you're interested. If you are interested, then I'm asking you to give me just one thing and do me this favor, and that favor is that you subscribe, you like the video, and you comment in the comment section below. Why do you need to do that? You need to do that because doing that, it does help out a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm to promote and spread this video to as many people as possible. So the power here is in your hands. Now, we are seeing the story of Dr. Nandipha Magudumane unfolding, and as it unfolds, you get to see that, hey man, here there was a lot of criminal activity that was actually occurring. Now, before I unpack who said, which lawyer that said Dr. Nandipha Magudumane is going to walk free soon, she will be released from prison, right? Guys, there are so many attempts to paint the good doctor as the right person. However, there are a lot of evidence that are coming up which seems to suggest the other way around. Before I tell you what the lawyer said, why she's going to walk free, let me also name the type of criminal activities that you kind of think, there's something wrong here. Okay, let's start here. Miss Rwanda, former Miss Rwanda. She is 2016, she was Miss Rwanda. She came out, publicly declared that she was invited by the two couple, and the invitation was that she needs to land in Cape Town, and that she was gonna be presented with a Netflix gig, and that Netflix gig was gonna give her around $3 million US to present on the series that was, or is a series or show that was going to take place on Netflix. And then what she did, she sent the information to Rwandan authorities that are operating in South Africa as trying to inquire, is this true or not? And they advise against it because after thorough investigation, they realized that that was a scam. But Dr. Nandipha's name is involved in that, right? You move along, you move away from that. It's still like some cases that are building, and you just want to ask yourself a question: how many women are involved in this thing that looks exactly like human trafficking? But then you park that aside. You come to the fact that there is a case that has been confirmed by the SAPS that it has been opened by Dr. Push, who was, or is, I don't know, Dr. Nandipha Magudumane's acquaintance. So, in that, the question is asked, or the reason for the case is that she stole 2 of her passports. And when she was arrested in Tanzania, she was found in possession of these 2 passports. So that's a criminal offense. There are other criminal offenses that she will face. But in spite of this one of the criminal offenses that she will face is that she went and took 3 bodies in one of the Free State Mutuary, in Free State. And one of the body that was taken by this doctor was, she thrown that body away in one of the river. The second body was the body which was burned in Thabo Bester said that body, we know nothing about it. We haven't heard anything about it. I'm naming cases that are facing this woman. Now, evidence have emerged that this woman used to enjoy time with Thabo Bester while we know that Thabo Bester was in prison. So if you're going to tell me that you're going to release this woman, then you have to explain. How do you stay and live with a criminal, with a person convicted, but you still don't report that to the police and you have to walk free without being arrested? Guys, there are so many things here. Number 5, we've heard the likes of Amafemini saying that she's not guilty, and it's just it's this man that was forcing her to be in that situation, but Nandipha, she's not guilty. You know what I'm saying? So there's an attempt to make her seem good person. It looks like what they are trying to do, they are trying to bury Thabo Bester and release Dr. Nandipha. They are trying by all means to test the public to see how the public will react. But if the public doesn't condemn that thing of releasing Dr. Nandipha, they will then push the narrative that she needs to be released. That's what they are trying to do. Now, this lawyer was speaking to the citizen, and this is what they said. So the citizen was asking a lawyer that is in charge of Dr. Nandipha. Dr. Nandipha's lawyer, Advocate Themba Diba, believes his client will walk out scot-free from all the charges that she's facing, right? She was quoted by the citizen. Hey, guys, I just don't know. And I don't want to go through all the things that he said, but I think for me, it was worth a discussion. Just the fact that this lawyer said this client is going to walk free. Like, I want you guys to think of all the offenses that I've just named here. And I haven't even named the one that the state said that I think it's abating a prisoner to escape, and then also defeating the ends of justice. Remember that they said they will continue to investigate. They might find even more cases. So chances are on the 6th of May, when she appears before the court, we might hear that there are more charges that have been added. In spite of all these charges that she's been charged with, you hear that she will walk free. What type of lesson are we going to be sending to other people? And I'm going to constantly remind you this. Guys, let us move away from the idea that if a person or women are vulnerable, men must protect women. It's a gospel that we preach, especially if a woman has been violated, which, okay, we understand. But those are days of adversity when women are faced with a situation that is, not good. Okay, you said okay. But as soon as there is something to benefit, such as women must be hired, women must be bosses, then the tone is changed, and then the tone is that, or the message is that we are equal. Look, when you think about this concept of us being equal, having to share the jobs because we have the same intellectual capacity, there is Dr. Nandipha. Now, in the case of Dr. Nandipha, then what they do, they lower Dr. Nandipha's intellectual capacity. It is as if Dr. Nandipha was then easily persuaded by this guy who was forced and persuaded by Thabo Bester to commit all this crime. Once you drive that narrative, what you are simply saying, in principle, you are saying women's intellectual capacity is far from being equal to that of a man. That's what you are actually confessing if you just push that theory. Because I'm going to tell you this, there are men who have been found to have committed crimes. You know what I'm saying? You never hear this suggestion that this man was forced by this one, so we must arrest this one and release this one because we believe their intellectual capacity is the same. So you should have just said no. So if you participated in the crime, we always say that you must get punished for your participation in the crime. Because of that, We cannot say, therefore, in cases like that, we promote that. But in the case of women, we then say, no, she was forced, or she was, wait. We don't say that to men because we believe their intellectual capacity is the same. And we also preaching 50-50, saying that men's intellectual capacity is the same of a woman's intellectual capacity. Therefore, let's leave it in that. Even in these times, let us leave that message. Let us preach the message that Dr. Nandipha, you possesses the same intellectual capacity than that of Thabo Bester. Therefore, you did consent to this crime. Because of that, therefore, you face the criminal justice the same way as Thabo Bester will be facing criminal justice. Do not dehumanize women when it has to benefit women, but when women has to, when women are at a disadvantageous position, you dehumanize them, you make them just an object. But when women has to benefit either financially or whatever, then we push women to the same level of men, and then you say that women must benefit equals to men. No. Don't be hypocrite in this approach. Do you see what I'm trying to say? In that way, we are building society. In that way, we are saying to our society, you will be held accountable equally to men. We don't care whether you are a woman or man. We are saying, do not violate the Constitution. If we stand on that point, those are things that I can support. One last thing, I'm going to keep emphasizing on this. I'm very much displeased and pained by women in general in this country, but I'm pained by the feminists because I hear their voices when it comes to the issue of Dr. Nandipha, but I didn't hear their voices when Rosemary Ndlovu appeared before the court until the end of her case. I didn't hear their voice. That woman killed children. Feminists always say that they stand for children and women. But when a woman kills children, we don't hear their voices. The question is, do you really stand for children, or you stand for your selfish gain? Because Rosemary Ndlovu, not even a single feminist, said a word. Leave what happened in the past, where she was found that she wanted to kill her family members, she killed children, she wanted to kill the husband. No voice was heard. Let's leave that. Now, Rosemary Ndlovu is back in court with another woman, whom she was working with to kill other people. Again, no feminist voice is heard. But if you hear that a man did this, killed just one child, everybody's going to jump into that. These organizations, #NotInMyName, will jump into that, and their voice will be heard. We're not saying maybe that's a wrong thing. No, we are saying, let not the fight be about gender, but let the fight be about justice. Let the fight be about crime, not about gender. That's all I'm fighting for. I'm saying to you, I can support the cause of justice, but not the cause of gender. Because now it is as if like we are in the gender strife. We are fighting for supremacy instead of fighting for justice. People, if you follow me very well, I'm going to keep saying this. Just know this. I am not for gender. I'm for justice. Every person in this country needs to appear before justice and needs to be punished according to their sins, be it women or men. I thank you.